Founders, do you struggle to give away your sales calls? Is it something that you do not want to give away? Is it something that you want to keep close to you because you feel as though you cannot let that revenue go? Because if you hand it over to somebody else, what if they don't close the same as you? I'm going to help you break out of that today with a simple method and a framework on how you can actually delegate it and not lose any money. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what founders struggle with. It's actually something called founder syndrome. And founder syndrome is where you as a founder feel as though if I give this away, it's not going to be done to the standard I'm going to be able to do it in. In the beginning, you have to assert control over your business or else it won't grow. That skill is needed. But what got you from 1 to 2 will not get you from 2 to 3. And what I mean by that is, as a founder, when you hit over 30, 40, 50,000 a month, you now will bring a setter in. The setter will now start to regenerate your appointments. And the thing after that would be, you're going to start to do your fulfillment because you still want to do the sales calls because that's your baby. That's the one thing you don't want to let go. Maybe around the 70, 80K mark, maybe even for some business owners that we've seen, up to the 200K mark, they will start to let sales go. But I'm going to show you how to do it and how to protect your business. First off, as a founder, you're first taking 100% of the sales calls. And legit, if you hired 2 closers that are commission only, closer 1 and closer 2, and you gave them all your sales calls, it's a big risk for the business because what if these guys are dog shit? What if they're not any good? What if they don't close anything for you? It's going to be a bit shit when these guys who you don't really know, who you don't really trust, that you've just bought in, do not actually bring you the revenue in. So this is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to protect your business whilst delegating and building your team. Remember, you've already got a setter. This isn't the first thing that you delegate away. The only time I delegate sales away for a founder is if they're really terrible at it. Usually, even when you get SaaS developers or who are founders of businesses, or we get very product and operationally led business people, those guys are still able to close sales simply because they know the product the best. Their sales skills might not be the best, but they still happen to close the best because it's their baby, it's their business. So this is how you're going to break away from the sales. So first off, you're going to take 50% of your sales calls and you're going to delegate 25% to each closer. Now, if you want to see how to find these closers, you're going to find other videos on my YouTube channel around recruitment, onboarding, and how to find these sales closers or these sales reps. And these guys are going to take 25% of your calls. You're taking 50%. So what's happened here is 50% of the revenue is protected. These guys are going to be able to show you very early on if they're good or if they're not good. What will happen most commonly, one of these guys is dog shit and he gets a sack. That's just how it works. The sales rep is not able to perform, so they obviously will not stay in the business. Now, this guy or the girl, closer 2, was taking 25% of the calls and did a good job. So what you might do after this is you might actually hire another closer. So let's just say this is closer 3, because obviously closer 1's gone on a bit of a holiday for permanently. And closer 2 and closer 3 are now taking 25% of the calls. And now you compare good performance between the two. This guy's not any good, but closer 2 is now going to be taking 50% of the calls. So it's a 50-50 split. And what would happen here is you've now got someone solid in your team who can take half your calls. So you will stop taking sales calls. You'll employ another closer. This might be a repeatable process where it's the 4th guy, 5th guy, but this is the process of actually finding a good sales team because there is a high churn rate in sales. So this person, let's say we give them 50% of the calls. You could even hire 2 people and split this 25% each because they're commission only. We've done that as well. So it's getting a bit messy now, but closer 2 is taking half your calls. We only kept him on because he was good. Closer 4 and this closer is now taking 50%. Revenue is protected because we had someone who was legit good, who was close to your closing ratio. And this closer, whether they perform or not, we would now develop a bench. Now, developing a bench of closers is the number one thing that you need. And we actually have it in our business, not just for closers and sales reps. We have it for setters, we have it for video editors. We have it for so many departments where you find a high churn rate of staff. So what we would do is you've gone from taking all the sales calls to having 2 people, to having 1 perform, giving them half your sales calls. After you gave them half your sales calls, you gave another guy the other half your sales calls. And you repeat that process and you continuously find good talent and you keep that good talent by incentivizing them. By the way, none of this process actually works if you're not paying correctly. And just to cover how you should pay them, to be able to delegate this part of your business, remember, time is more important to you, so you need to win that back. And what you should actually be paying your closers is around 10%. When you pay these guys 10%, and let's say in this scenario, you have a 5K plan, for a lot of our clients, it could be a 15K or a 20K, or a longer term, it could be 30K. But let's say it's just a 5K plan. It's 5K. So this guy is getting $500 or pounds for every single close. Now, when you can create an opportunity where someone can make a lot of money, if you can create a legit opportunity for a closer or a sales rep where they can make close to £10,000 or dollars a month, you will be able to attract great talent. Most great talent want to make money, and most business owners are too stingy to be able to pay them. This is the thing that most business owners struggle with. They're too stingy to pay enough, and they're too controlling to let go of it. And both of those two things will actually stop your business from growing. So those are the two shifts that you need to make to be able to grow. Here's the exact framework that you need to be able to find yourself a closer. I'm sure you can work it out from what's left here now, and what to pay them. And when you can pay them the right amount and you can get them to earn a lot of money, you're going to be able to win back your calendar. When you win back your calendar, now you can work on your business again. Now you can start to move the business forward and not just close sales calls. You've won back so much of your calendar, because if you're making 5, 10, 15 sales calls a week and you still got to run your business, this can get really impossible. Where I would rather you dedicate your time is, if you have a personal brand, you dedicate more of your time into making more of the marketing material, more of the content, more of the ads, more of the organic. Or if you're a business owner and your time is really good on the project, actually developing new content for your courses or your services, spending more time in the creation rather than the sales part, you're going to get higher leverage in your business. Delegate sales with this simple system, which I call the 50-20-25 method. So use my 50-20-25 method of actually building a sales team without dropping so much revenue, and start to really grow your business and let go of all the things that are holding you back from growing something that's really going to take over. If you managed to make it to the end of this video, I did an amazing job, because I'm under the weather today. So where I'm going to send you now is to one side to subscribe, and the other side to actually click and watch the next video on more on sales. If you want to join our community, the link is in the description. Subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.